What's up, guys? Welcome back to Between the Pylons. I'm John Camacho. Thank you so much for watching. And guys, today we are talking about Demetric Felton out of UCLA. This is a guy who came on very strong at the pro day. He is going to be this gadget hybrid running back wide receiver guy. And I'm gonna be really honest with you. I hate these guys. I really no, I don't hate these guys at all. I very much appreciate them and what they offer for the NFL. That is kind of, transitioning a little bit to positionless football. You're kind of seeing that slow, gradual transition, and guys like this are gonna be more and more common. But my system and my grading system is very position oriented. So I have a running back grade and a wide receiver grade, and a guy like this throws all that out of the whack. So I make jokes, not a big deal, but definitely a little bit extra work on my end. That's okay. Let's get right into it. Let me throw up the graphic now. All right, so we got a guy who is 5'10", 200 pounds. He is very, very lean. He is a small dude. He's got 233 rushing attempts, 99 receptions in his college career for a total of 2,059 yards and 15 touchdowns. As I said, this is a guy who blew up the Senior Bowl with his route running and his wide receiver prowess, and because of that, it makes it a very, very difficult assessment, because am I assessing him as a running back or a wide receiver? Obviously, he's kind of a hybrid dude, a little bit of a like Antonio Gibson last year, who had a ton of wide receiver opportunity and actually gets drafted as a running back, is used primarily as a running back, but was used out of the backfield a lot. I think Demetric Felton is a little bit of a Antonio Gibson light, and I'm going to explain what I mean a little bit more as we get into it. Let's get right into the skill chart here so I can break his game down. All right, so first thing we're going to see is vision at a 5.1. Pretty good vision, not mind-blowing by any means. There were definitely a couple times where it's like, I think he could have made a better decision, or I wish he would have just seen that hole and gone right through it. But for overall, I think he seeds the field well. It's not something I'm super worried about. Agility at a 5.3. He has a pretty good jump cut. He's pretty good. He's very, very good in space, and with that comes pretty good agility as well. Yeah, you have no problem with that at all. But very positive grade. Short area quickness at a 4.4. That's a slight negative grade. It's not where I really want it to be for kind of a smaller guy. For a guy that you are looking at as a gadget, a dude who's going to be used in space in a lot of different ways, you'd like to see a little bit more explosiveness. This is where I'm getting the Antonio Gibson light, because to me, I don't think the explosiveness and the athleticism or the athletic profile is quite to the level of what Antonio Gibson was coming out last year. So that's where I'm getting the light aspect of Antonio Gibson light. He does a lot of the same things though, and he's certainly an interesting prospect that somebody's gonna really, really enjoy and take a shot on. But yeah, the quickness, the burst, the footwork in general, not where you'd want it to be. Acceleration, he doesn't have the long speed that I'm looking for. He just doesn't. Again, it's just not where it needs to be. So 4.1, that is a negative grade. Pass protection of 2.5. Small dude. He wasn't used in pass protection a lot, but the couple plays that I did see wasn't good. So yeah, 2.5, negative grade. But again, you're not asking him to do that. You're drafting him to be your gadget guy that you can use in space, right? That doesn't mean pass protection. So it's on here because that's part of the running back grade that I have, but not really something I'm super worried about. Power, same kind of thing, 2.7. He's not a power back. He's a small guy. He's a scat back style running back, and the power is just not going to be there. Pass catching. So this is where I'm going to kind of go all over the place. So I have pass catching down here at an 8.6, and then I also have route running and hands, right? So most of this is my running back template, right? So from vision to pad level is my running back template, but I added on two things from the wide receiver grade and brought it over because I think I had to do that, because we're talking about a running back wide receiver hybrid. I wanted to talk about his wide receiver potential, and I'm going to be honest with you. You see a little bit of it at UCLA, but it was limited. He had a limited route tree. He had a limited opportunity to really show what he could do in the passing game in college. So some of this grade, and I don't do this for very many guys, but because of all of the hype that came with Demetric Felton at the Senior Bowl, I did incorporate some of the Senior Bowl stuff into this grade. So just that I don't usually do that, but I wanted to do it for him. So at 8.6 for pass catching, as a pure running back, grading him as a pass catcher, that's where it would be just if I was grading the running back as a pass catcher. So that's awesome. That's an elite grade for a running back being a pass catcher out of the backfield, right? And that makes sense. That's what he's going to be in the NFL. And then as a wide receiver, grading him as a wide receiver for route running and hands, still very, very good grades. Route running especially. He is a very good route runner. I mean, like, legitimately a very, very good route runner. He was beating press coverage consistently at the Senior Bowl, so that's something you really like to see. So can he be this slot receiver in the NFL? He's a smaller guy and not the fastest guy, so odds are kind of stacked against him for those two things. But you add in his ability with the ball in his hands that we're going to get to. I certainly think there's a place for him on a roster on a team that wants to utilize this type of guy, right? And the hands at 6.5. Again, he has good hands. I think at UCLA he caught with his body a little bit too much, but overall not an issue for the type of guy we're getting here. So yeah, moving on, I'm going to kind of go back to Patience, and Patience at a 4.8. Yeah, he's a little bit undisciplined with just like, he's constantly like trying to cut and make a move outside, and like you get a lot of this. Like I know I'm being silly and just like moving my head around, but you know what I mean. Like you get a lot of that like stutter step. Ooh, I'm trying to make you miss. Like, and there's too much of that, because I don't think he has the athletic profile to be consistently doing that and getting away with it, especially at the NFL level. But he does run with good patience. He's always looking for that next hole. He's always looking for that jump cut and go kind of opportunity. So Patience 4.8, pretty positive. Not great, just because I think it got him into too much trouble at times. Breaking tackles at a 4.7. This does incorporate his ability to make you miss and to make you miss in a one-on-one situation. Now I will say, if guys get a hands on him and really he's not going to run through a tackle. He's going to break a tackle by, being too elusive, and he is very elusive. As much of like the lack of explosiveness isn't quite there, the elusiveness certainly is. He will make you miss in the open field. He's very sudden, all right, and that's important. That's as we get into the ability in the open field at 6.3. I mean, that is the skill he's going to have to hang his hat on. Teams are going to have to fall in love with his ability to make people miss in the open field, and they're going to have to believe that they can do it at the NFL level, right? That is what we need. If teams don't believe that, not going to be on their draft board at all, because certain other aspects of his game are not quite to the level of what you want to see for like a gadget running back or a gadget player. And that's what we're talking about with Demetric Felton. He's a gadget guy. All right. I don't know why I was doing quotes. It's not quotes. He's a gadget guy. That's what he's going to be. But I believe in it, and I really do. Again, this is a day 3 guy who's going to get the opportunity for the right team. I don't know where he get drafted. I think probably 5th round is probably his range, but we'll see. Pad level and balance. Yeah. His balance is not good. I really wish that was better, and I think that can't get better, right? I would hope. So I'm not 100% sure, but I would hope that he can kind of at least improve on his ability to kind of withstand, bump and withstand, a little bit of off balance stuff that really got him to trouble in college at times. And it was very up and down, gameplay, because moments you're like, oh shit, open field, great. But then it's like other moments you see him between the tackles and it's like, oh, this is pedestrian at times. And pad level and balance, I think there's certainly an issue that he's going to have to work on. All right, guys, overall, I think I hit it pretty hard, right? Gadget guy, I do see him probably 5th round, 6th round, because the right team is going to fall in love with certain aspects of his game. I don't think this is a guy that you're falling in love with to be a running back, or to be even like what Antonio Gibson has been for Washington in year 1, he was pretty much the lead back, right? For the majority of the season, he took over that role as the lead back. And granted, he was spelled a lot. I wouldn't say he was a workhorse, but that's never going to be what Demetric Felton is, right? I said Antonio Gibson light for a reason, because I don't think his between the tackles running ability is quite to the level I would want it to be, to feel like you could ask that of him. Now, can he be used in open space, in the flats, things like that? Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm good with that, and I'm excited about that aspect of his game. I certainly think he will get an opportunity because of those aspects of his game. I think it's certainly intriguing, and I'm excited to see where he goes and how he's going to fit in.